What is going on, guys? I'm back with another video, and today I am reviewing the fourth Harry Potter film, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Alright, so the director this time around is Mike Newell, another new director. This film is scored by Patrick Doyle, and I just want to mention real quick before I get started, for some reason in this film, everybody all of a sudden has long hair and needs a haircut. But I guess everyone goes through that phase, right? So Harry wakes up at the Weasley's house in this film. There's no sign of the Dursleys. They actually cut out the Dursley scene from this movie to shorten the script. Due to the Goblet of Fire being the biggest book in the series, the movie was kind of rushed, though still entertaining. Harry keeps having these unexplainable nightmares where he sees Peter Pettigrew kill this old man near a graveyard. He has no idea what this means. We're introduced to a new character named Cedric Diggory, played by Robert Pattinson. This is actually his first role in any movie. Just a little fun fact for you. He is a fellow Hufflepuff student at Hogwarts, and he plays a much bigger role later on in the movie. We also see what is called a portkey for the first time, which is any regular object that can magically teleport you somewhere else. In this case, it's literally just a boot. In the beginning of the film, they go to the Quidditch World Cup, which is pretty interesting, and you know, the stadium is gigantic. But what happens after all that is when it gets really crazy. This group of people called Death Eaters, which we'll learn more about, invade the camping site where Harry and Ron's family are staying at. This scene gets very intense and everyone is fleeing. Harry trips and gets knocked out, and later wakes up and sees this unknown man shoot a spell into the sky that creates a green skull with a snake coming out of it. Harry also develops his first little crush in this film. Her name is Cho Chang, and he first meets her on the train when he's about to go buy some candy, but he gets distracted and doesn't even buy anything. We are introduced to a character named Mad-Eye Moody, who is this year's professor for Defense Against the Dark Arts. He has a bit of a creepy vibe to him, to be honest, especially with that fake eye. The plot of this movie surrounds the fact that there's going to be a Triwizard Tournament, which is where 3 students from 3 different magical schools are randomly picked to compete in a series of deadly challenges. Whoever wins gets the Triwizard Cup. You have to be at least 17 to enter your name into the Goblet of Fire, but somehow Harry's name gets drawn out of it, meaning a total of 4 contestants, 2 of them from Hogwarts, one of them is Cedric Diggory. There's even a magical barrier around it, so underage students cannot enter. This causes a serious stir among Hogwarts staff and students, as Harry is only 14 years old. Everyone is mad and confused about how this happened, especially Harry.
He's a cheat!
He couldn't even put his name in there even if he wanted to. So the big question is, who did? Ron is one of those people who is seriously upset at Harry for a big portion of this film, which is kind of stupid to me. Like, do you really think Harry wanted to do this? There was also a ball this year at Hogwarts, which really brought a level of maturity to the film. Harry and Ron took the Pavarti twins, and Hermione went with the popular Victor Crumb. Hagrid also falls in love with another half-giant who's actually a little bit taller than him, which is hilarious. And there's this one scene where they're flirting with each other while Harry is hiding under his invisibility cloak.
Forgotten me.
Couldn't forget you, lamb.
What is it you wanted to show me?
His facial expression says it all. Moments before this happened, Hagrid informed Harry that facing a dragon is the first task, leaving him in shock. The first task required you to retrieve a golden egg that the dragon was guarding. When it was Harry's turn, he did one of the smartest things. You're allowed a wand, so he summoned his broom. The dragon's chain broke off, and there's a whole action-packed chase scene after that, which is pretty cool to watch, but it wasn't in the books. The second task involves the Black Lake and going underwater for an hour to rescue something dear or important to you. In Harry's case, he saved 2 people, Ron and Fleur Delacour's little sister. A true hero. The third and final task is a deadly maze that each contestant has to go through to find the Triwizard Cup. Fleur doesn't make it out alive, Victor Crumb gets corrupted by the maze, and eventually gets stunned by Cedric, leaving just him and Harry. They both decide to grab the cup at the same exact time, and it turns out it's a portkey. They're transported to the same graveyard that Harry's been having nightmares of. Peter Pettigrew is there, and casts a killing curse at Cedric and leaves him dead.
Who are you? What do you want?
Kill the spare!
Harry then witnesses Voldemort being reborn right in front of his eyes, which is a very gruesome scene. This is the first time we see Voldemort in the flesh. Death Eaters are followers of Voldemort, and in this film we find out that Lucius Malfoy is one of them. What an ass. Like, you already tortured Dobby, now you're a Death Eater? Harry and Voldemort then have a crazy duel in this film. It's actually pretty cool. And if you guys have seen my Funko Pop collection video, I do have a piece from this scene. Then Harry ends up getting back to the Portkey. When he gets back to Hogwarts, he finds out that Mad-Eye Moody has really been Barty Crouch Jr. this whole time. He disguised himself using Polyjuice Potion. Harry then finds out that he's also the one that put his name in the Goblet of Fire. And the reason the Triwizard Cup was a portkey to that graveyard. It was all a setup for Voldemort to return. This movie has a lot going on, which is why this video is longer than my other videos. Huge book was crammed all into this one film. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie. Lots of action. Is it one of my favorite movies? No. Did I enjoy it? Yes. Well, that is all I have for today, guys. Thank you so much if you've got this far. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Next, I will be doing Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you in the next one.